So I want you to understand that this is a mastermind. My guess is the majority of you have never been a part of a mastermind before. So this might be a little bit of a new format for you, okay? So when it comes to a mastermind, you get what you put in, okay? You're gonna get whatever you want out of this group by how much you contribute to this group. You guys do not hide. How many of you remember what the rules are of this group? Does anyone remember? I shot a live video on it a couple days ago. Who remembers the rules to this group? Unmute yourself and let me know.
I do not remember, Matt.
Christian did not do his homework assignment either. Guys, this is Christian. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Hey guys, my name's Christian. I've been meeting with Matt for about a little over a year. I started a cleaning business and he helped me build that up. Following that, pretty much the cleaning business went up and down. I still have it, never really took off. And I mean, I don't know, it's at a decent place, but the focus kind of has switched. And I'm 26 years old, but I'm at a place now where I'm looking to do what I've always been wanting to do, what the cleaning business was intended for. It was a means to an end. And that end was to coach people, to help people with anxiety, depression, things that I've struggled with myself. So I told Matt that I had this goal of starting a coaching business to help people with these issues. And he invited me here. So what's up? I'm on.
Awesome. Okay. So who remembers the guidelines to this group? These are important. This is how the group will operate. This is how we will move forward. And this is the standard of the group.
Nino, speak up. Adrian.
Hey, this is Mike, but you said to be open, vulnerable, also to not hide, and do the work, and pretty much just show up.
Okay. Love it. Stay focused and show up for yourself and the group. Okay, Stacy, I love it. Does anyone have an idea of what we said? So look at this, you guys. I want you to all understand like where you're at right now, because this is truth. Okay? This is the truth. Now we know who did the homework, who did not. Right? Now we know like how serious you're taking the group and how serious you're not taking the group. And I'm not trying to make you see that, oh my gosh, like Matt is just like, he makes me feel like crap, and like, Stacy got it, don't hide. Yep. But I want you to see that like details matter. That was like the main one that I said, right? Details matter. And that's why I love that video, because it was going to show who actually understood that one concept, who understood that details mattered. And it will show in your actions. It won't show in just you just being like, oh yeah, that's cool. That sounds like a really cool thing. It will show because your actions will show. The details matter. I said, this is really important. This is how the group is going to be operated. Don't hide. Be open. Be open to possibilities, right? I love it. Stacy's dropping some heat right here in the comments. Make sure that you show up to everything and do the assignments. Exactly. Show up, do the assignments. I also remember you saying that you only get what you put into it. Yep. Great job, Stacy. Stacy's nailing it. Stacy remembers, right? Don't hide. The details matter. You guys, these are premises for not just this group, but for your lives. I can promise you that if you can follow these guidelines for yourself, you can set these rules. Like, these are not rules for the group. These are rules on how I operate my own life. Don't hide, be open. Details matter. Okay? Tell the truth. What is the fastest path to getting the results that you want? Is it in a squiggly line or is it in a straight line? Which one is it? Straight line, right? Stacy, straight line.
Straight line.
How many of you want to go on the curvy path to your destination? No one, right? No one does. Like, the key is to understand that if we can get you to go in a straight line to your destination, not only will you get there faster, but you will get there a lot more efficiently. Okay? You'll get there more efficiently because you won't waste time, money, and energy trying to figure it out going like this. So everyone else who decided not to be a part of this group, this is them. Matt, I really need help in my business. Okay, cool. Like, why don't you join this group? Well, I don't have money. Okay. That should be your first indication of why you should figure out how to get the money to be a part of this group, right? I own a business. I don't make money. Okay, so why aren't you a part of this group? Because obviously you need it. I don't know. And so they go like this. Okay, they try to figure it out. I don't know. I'll just figure it out. No, you won't, because you only know as much as you know, and you can only go as far as you know. Listen, you guys, the fastest way to get the results that you want is hire coaches. Get people who have gone on that path already, who can teach you to simplify everything. Now, it's up to you to really make it simple. It's up to you to say, oh, that's really simple. But commonly, what's going to happen is you're going to resist the simplicity. And it's funny we do this because we don't believe, like, you won't believe that it could be so simple. And so you make it so complicated and you take the windy path. I want you to understand that everything I'm about to teach you, it is not easy, but it is simple. And if you just stay consistent in the simplicity of everything, you will get results faster. Our goal in this group is to collapse time. Collapse the amount of time that it would have taken you had you not had this information, had you just tried to figure it out by yourself. The goal of this group is to literally, how can we collapse that time? And it works for everyone. This is not like this is not going to be like some miracle, like, oh my gosh, like I just hired Matt and then all of a sudden, like, my life was changed. No, it's because you apply the things that you learn in this group. You actually do the work that is required in this group to get the results that you want. Okay? What are you hearing? What's coming to you as I share this? What are you getting from this? I'm not going to just sit here and talk to you all night. I want you to listen and then respond. Teach the group. What are you learning? Mike, what are you learning?
That what I'm getting from what you just said is to just, we're in it for a reason, to get our businesses going to where we want them to go. That this isn't like secret sauce or super duper drink that Matt has, that if we apply it and do it, like, we'll get the results. There's no cheat way. There's no miracle pill, whatever, to get this done. Like, it comes with work, and by doing the work, you'll get the results.
Yeah. Do the work, get results. Do the work, get results. And we will see. We will see in this group who does the work and who does not. Okay? Teresa, what are you getting from this? You can unmute yourself.
Okay, so I have been, like what you just said, is just be consistent and to just really take things and just make it simple. But if we're here to just do the work consistently, we're going to get results consistently.
Yes. Beautiful. Adrian, what are you getting from this?
Oh, sorry about that, Matt. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. So what I'm getting about that, what you were saying about keeping it simple and then also details, I think every entrepreneur that I've met or I've engaged with, they are highly disciplined to the extreme, and they are very detail oriented. I think like they are obsessed with every minute of the day. They're obsessed with every task that they obviously perform or that they have to do. So I think, yeah, for sure, like those things, like the details, being accountable, it's all traits of business owners, entrepreneurs that I've talked to, and being very disciplined. And I think that it is something very simple. It's a simple concept that you can talk about, but how many people have it, right? And that's what I'm getting out of it.
I love it. It's so true. Like before I got on this call, like I was like looking at my schedule. I'm like, okay, I just worked out. Like, I've been on the phone. I've been messaging people today. Meditated. I've picked up my son, spent time with my son, doing all of these things in one day. And I'm like, and now I'm jumping on, and now we're gonna do a call with you guys. And then I have a call at 8 after this. Like, how am I doing this? Like, it's because I'm disciplined. It's like I know like where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing. I know exactly where I'm at each moment of the day, right? And that allows me to control the time, to really like hone in and like know what it is. But it's all about discipline. It's all about controlling that time and not letting your day control you. Okay, so you're absolutely right. And it's prioritizing things that are going to move me forward. I don't do a lot of busy work. I focus on the things that are going to move my business forward, not a bunch of busy, like, oh, I got to clean my computer screen right here. Oh man, I got to like straighten this and file this. Like, no, that's not money producing activities. I focus on the things that are going to move it forward. Okay. So I love it. Maren, what are you getting from this?
I love that discipline and just telling the truth, being honest with yourself about where your priorities are, where you're at, and where you want to be. Because if you're not honest about where you're at, you can't move forward. You can't realistically see what you need to do. So, like, yeah, and not kind of be strict. That it's not just this like pat yourself on the back. No, you've got to be strict. You got to be disciplined. And that collapsing of time, I like what you said about controlling the time. And that's how you collapse the time, is that you prioritize and, you decide what you want, but you got to stick to it and not, I don't know. I mean, honestly, sometimes I'm just lazy and I don't manage my time well, but if I can learn to do that and be disciplined, I know I can succeed.
Absolutely. I love that. You guys, part of this group is learning to tell the truth and not being ashamed of it. Like, be honest, tell the truth, because it's the fastest path to like figuring out like, I'm not doing this. So look at this conversation. Why are you not where you want to be? If you can be honest and not give some kind of seminar answer, well, I just don't have enough time. It's just like life is so hard. Listen, if you can get out of this seminar answers, which some of you will give, and you get down to the real raw truth, which usually you're gonna find like, oh my gosh, like I am using an excuse. I am using this as a crutch. Like, you can actually find the solution. It only benefits you. Listen, there's no judgment in this group. This is a free, safe zone. I want everyone to know that. Whatever is going on in your life, whatever is happening in your world, you can share it here. There is zero judgment. And if you are someone that judges someone because of where they're at and what they say, you're automatically out. There's no refund. There's no nothing. You're out. Okay? This is a safe zone for everyone because everyone can participate and get something. You can always get a lesson from someone else. I've been a part of so many masterminds. And I've always learned something when I was just open to it, when I would just hear what other people said. And I've heard some outlandish things, you guys. Like, I've heard some crazy things. Like, I've been at mastermind groups and guys are in this Voxer being like struggling with like having an affair and stuff and being like, you guys, I really need all of you guys like right now because I'm so tempted. I saw some women in the pool and I'm so tempted to go down there right now. Like real life stuff, like struggling. He's like, and right now I'm struggling with pornography and I don't know what to do with the remote, so I just threw it away. Like we're at this like 5-star hotel and he's like, I just threw it away because I just wanted to watch porn. Like that's the kind of conversations we're having in this mastermind. And I'm sitting here like, man, this is like real stuff. Like I just came to like level up some stuff. Okay. But if you can be that real and honest inside this group, I can promise you, you're going to get so much more. You're going to learn so much more and you're going to grow and expand because finally you have a place where you don't have to isolate yourself. You finally have permission to say and be exactly who you are and tell the truth. And I'm going into a lot of detail on this call right now because this is all going to come together about what we're talking about today, and that's going to change your life. This first lesson, I promise you, if you can understand it, if you can grasp it, if you can apply the things that we're talking about today, it will change your life. Okay? So, Christian, what are you getting from this?
Well, it's one thing that you say often and that you hear a lot in other places too that I still haven't, put into my life is that how you do anything is how you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of the projects I try doing, I don't pay attention to the details of things, and it comes down to, and again, you talk about not giving like seminar answers and crutch answers. It comes down to me just not wanting it bad enough and not taking it seriously enough to give it my 100% attention and focus, which is why little things slip by my fingers, which is why I've lost clients because I haven't paid attention to the details. So that's the one thing that's kind of resonating with me at the moment.
Yeah. Dude, I love it. I love that. See that? Like he was like, I want to give a seminar answer, but I know that's not going to fly. So what did he do? He tells the truth, right? And did you not just find the answer to the biggest holdup in your business?
Yeah, literally. I mean, that's the answer right there.
Literally.
Yeah.
By telling the truth.
Go 100% on the details and stop bullshitting myself about me having ambition and everything when I'm really not showing that I have ambition and that I'm willing to work for it.
Mm-hmm. Like, I love when people come to me and they have all this hype that they're going to do something big. I'm like, no, you won't. Honestly, we don't get hyped. Like, it's so like, just like, this is what I want. Cool. This is what I got to do. It's not hype. It's just simple, drawn out. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to like be so good. I'm going to be doing like all of this. Like, I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, you're just saying big words. Like, you're just talking big. You're just giving lip service. But if I asked you how, you would say, I don't know. I was like, okay, so don't get hyped. Because if you don't know how you're going to do it, you ain't going to do nothing. You're not going to do anything if you don't know how to do it. Because when we don't know how to do something in our lives, we don't take action. That's just human psychology. Okay? So you don't need to be hyped. You'll really learn today about why I don't say, how do you motivate someone? How do you stay like even focused or anything like that? Like you don't need any of that. This isn't about doing your best. Okay? One thing that you will learn today is that this is not about doing your best. This group is not about trying. It's not about doing your best. It's not about talking in hopeful aspirations and maybe possibilities. Listen, get rid of all of that language. Get rid of all of that language. All of that kind of language is what you tell your children. You are a grown-ass man and a grown-ass woman. You do not try. You either do or you do not. You get committed, and then you do it. You don't need motivation. Your life and creating the best life and living the life that you want should be plenty of motivation. What you need is a holy cause. What you truly need is to dig deep inside of you and find a holy cause that you can hold on to, that you wake up and you say, why am I doing this? Why am I waking up when I'm so tired? Why am I doing this work that Matt is like teaching me? Why? When it's so hard. And it's simple. Because you have a holy cause that you are fighting for. And if you don't know it, that's your first assignment in this group. You better dig deep and you better find a holy cause to why you are here. Not in this group. I mean on this earth. Like you better find a holy cause to why you were even here. Because if you don't, honestly, you'll quit. No matter what kind of task, no matter what you tell me that you want in your life, you will quit. Because it will be too hard. The big thing that you want, it's hard. It's simple to get there, but it is hard. It takes a lot of work. And you will quit. You have to learn that everything that you want, your dreams, your aspirations, your life that you want, the change, to make a difference, to make an impact, it's a lot of work and it's very challenging. And it really takes a lot of grit. But grit is born and developed through the grind that you're going to go through to get there. And it's inevitable. It's a refining fire process. Like you're going to get thrown into the fire, the refiner's fire, be molded, pulled out, be thrown back in, molded, pulled back in, like constantly. Okay? Like you have to just anticipate that. But if you can, you will live the life that you've always wanted, that you envision, whatever that may be. Okay? So let's read what Stacy has. Okay, so Stacy said, I'm here to learn more than I already know. I want to build, I want to change in my business, but I don't know how to get there. Yes, you have to have discipline for sure. And then Teresa, write down your schedule and you know where you are in your schedule day to day exactly. We'll talk about scheduling and stuff a little bit later. I have recently started to write out a detailed schedule and keep myself accountable, and sometimes it's hard. Yep. Okay, let's see. Great point, Stacy. Stacy, if you can unmute yourself, I mean, kind of tell us a little bit about what you're getting from here. Save the best for last now that we've dropped so much knowledge for you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So for me, I think it's getting so far as to get on track, getting the right mindset and the right mind frame as to what I want and making a plan to get directly from that point A to point B in a straight and narrow rather than, like you said, looping around and taking the longer route.
I love it. Definitely. So if we could create a roadmap for Stacy to get there faster, she would have a little bit more confidence in our business. Am I summing it up?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Stacy, I'm excited. That actually leads us right perfectly into what we want to talk about tonight. Okay. So I love it. So let's get into this. I appreciate all of your guys' input, and I hope you're starting to get a feel for what a mastermind really is. And you can see you are all hearing the same message, but every single one of you has added value by sharing what you have gotten out of it. To your brothers and your sisters in this group, you have delivered value. Okay? That's so important for you to understand. Your opinion, your voice, it matters. It matters inside this group, it matters outside of this group. You have to understand that and you have to believe that if you're going to create any kind of change or lead any kind of movement. Every single one of you in this group is a leader. You can't be in this position of owning a business and not be a leader. You're a leader. I want you to understand that from here on out. I want you to see yourself as a leader. Because if you don't, that's where you're falling short. Okay? Every single one of you Every single one of you in this group, there's one single thing. And if you can understand this lesson today, this is the single thing that will stop or propel you in your business and your life. This is the one single thing. Like, if there's one thing that I could say, if someone to say, what's the one thing that I need in order to change my life? This is it, okay? If you were to ask me, Matt, what is the secret sauce? Like, years from now, Matt, what is the secret sauce to success? What does it take? What does it like really, really take? It will be this one thing. It won't be a bunch of tasks. It won't be this special formula. It won't be like this secret sauce and this secret potion that you drink. It's going to be this one thing. What is it? It's power. That's it. Every single one of you lack power. I'm going to start showing you some things to help you understand this a little bit deeper. Let's see here. Let me pull this up real quick. Can you see my iPad? Thumbs up if you can. Okay. Each of you has this. An inner stance. Your inner stance is simply how you view you. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? There's the famous movie. Now I lost my mind or my train of thought. The Jamaican bobsled team, Cool Runnings. He's in the bathroom, and like he's like, I'm scared of my father. I'm scared of my father. And he's like, well, who do you see? He's like, look in the mirror, like, who do you see? Tell me who you see. And he's like, I'm a bad man, right? And he's like, telling him, no, who do you see, right? See, he says it multiple times, and as he says basically a mantra this multiple times, like, what does he do? He builds that confidence, right? There's a movie, Hercules, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was in it, okay? And they're in this predicament where like he's chained up and he doesn't believe in himself anymore because they have told all of these stories and fables about his super strength and human power, how he defeated the lion with his bare hands. Come to find out, he's had help the whole time from his team. And then when it's just him alone, he no longer believes in his ability. And his mentor says, who are you? Who are you? And like, I'm Hercules. Who are you? And he slowly builds this belief, and all of a sudden he's Hercules, and he breaks the chains, and he like frees everyone, and they're all safe. I'm sharing these stories with you because it is no different for each and every one of you. Right now, when you wake up in the morning, when you start your day, or if I were to ask you right now, who are you? Each of you would give me a weak answer. You would tell me you don't know, you would be shaky, and you wouldn't be confident. How do I know that? Because of how you show up. It shows in your language, it shows in your actions. Everything that you have done up to this point has been a test. That's how I know. What you all don't know is that everything I have done from day one has been a test. And just seeing how powerful each and every one of you are. It has been a test to see who shows up powerfully, who shows up committed, who shows up. Powerful people show up. When I listen to your videos, I can hear it in your voice, the doubt. the fear, the unknown, the doubtful. Like I can hear it all. The number one thing, if you want to change your business or your life around, is you build power. You change your inner stance. You change your belief system, and you change how you view you. You change it to the way that you want to be seen and the way that you want to be viewed. Because if you can't do that, if you can't even control how you view you, if you can't stay in control of that, then someone else is. If you can't block the influences out of your head, listen, everyone else will tell you what you can. They will tell you what you can't do. They will tell you what you can have. They will tell you what you can't have. They will tell you what you can be, and they will tell you what you can't be. This is the single most important thing that you can ever do, is fortify your inner stance. Fortify your belief system and how you view you. What I'm going to teach you tonight is how. How do you generate more power? How do you change your self-belief system? Listen, I know who I am. I know exactly why I'm here right now. I know my purpose without a shadow of doubt. Just like I know that this is my left hand. This is my left hand. My left hand is closed. My left hand is open. As much as I know, and you cannot deny it. You cannot tell me otherwise. I know why I'm here, and I know who I am. I am the greatest motherfucking coach on this planet. I know that. And no one else can tell me otherwise. I know the value that I bring into this world. I know who I am. I know what I've been through. I know why I'm here today. And that's why I show up powerfully for each and every one of you. But there are certain things that I do to fortify that, to not make it a lie, to not make it just lip service to each and every one of you. Okay? Belief has to have actions. Okay? So belief, let's say plus action. And you'll learn I'm not the best speller, especially when I'm like hyped up. I can't even think straight. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. So, so let me open this chat. I know we're matter. Oh, let's see. Yeah. So I want you to understand that like everything that you do is about positioning yourself in a place of power. How the market will view you is powerful. But if you come off weak and you're like, hey guys, I want you to like come and join my business. And you come off weak and being like, well, I mean, like, it's cool. Listen, if we were to go on this like crazy treacherous adventure and you were like, I mean, I don't really know. I don't know if we're going to survive. Like, I don't even know, like, if we would come out, like, if we went on this, if you were like, hey, we're going to go skydiving and I don't know. Like, if you came off that way, like, I wouldn't feel safe. It's like, dude, I feel pretty, I mean, I feel all right. I feel kind of confident. Like, if you're strapped to me, like, I think I know what string to pull, but I mean, like, if I came off to you and like, hey, we're going to go skydiving, and that's what I was saying, would you want to go with me? Why? Because it's not powerful. But if I came off to you and I said, hey, we're going to go skydiving. Man, I've had multiple jumps. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I can explain it to you. I'm going to pull this string right here when we're about 10,000 feet. I'm going to have my watch. You in? I promise you, it's the best time of your life. You're more likely to go with me than the other way, right? Some of you are showing up in your businesses in the weak department. And what you don't see is when you're trying to paint this vision of where you're going to lead this potential person for your business, client, customer, whatever it is, you're stumbling, fumbling, and you don't even have a clear picture, and it's not powerful. What's more powerful is when you show up and say, hey, I got something. It's life-changing. I can promise you that it can change your life too. If you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to be coachable, I promise you, I'm going to coach you. I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way, and I'm going to teach you exactly how this can change your life. Are you in? More likely you're going to be able to go in if I can speak powerfully to you than not. Now, along the way, and as we get into this more, I'm going to teach you more things about power selling. You're going to see certain things that I have talked to each and every one of you and how I approach this and why the success rate was just a lot easier. Okay. So yes, we're going to talk about selling. We're going to talk about all of those things. Okay. But the first thing I want you to understand is the difference between being weak and powerful. Okay. Mike, what are you getting from this?
Just I really enjoyed the two stories we talked about with the Cool Runnings and the Hercules, like the who are you and what do you see. I really like what you said about powerful people show up and they build power. It's kind of like with our coaching call we had today, and I'm pretty sure you're going to go into what we talked about on our call today, on this call. But just getting rid of the hopeful language of just like, yeah, I hope I get out of this. I hope I get this out of what we talked about. Like getting rid of that and just saying, I am committed and I'm going to do it. It goes right back to what I just said earlier. Like the work gets you results. Like a lot of you guys don't know this, but Matt and I wrestled in high school together, and by us being as good as we were, we had to do the practices. We couldn't just like show up and just be like, okay, cool, I'm varsity. No, like you had to work to get your position. You had to work to get your lineup. And so, yeah, I really like what you said too about fortifying your view, like your view on yourself. And so that's what I got out of it so far.
Love it. Great stuff. Christian, what about you? We'll give you like, let's go through these real quick.
Hold on, man. Sorry.
Quick. Teresa, what are you getting from this? 30 seconds, real quick.
So from what you talked about so far?
Yep, with the power and inner stance.
So you talked to me and Adrian about this last time we spoke, when you were like critiquing our video that we made on YouTube. Just kind of having a purpose and using that purpose to show up powerfully. I mean, if that purpose is there, like people are going to see it. It's going to, it's going to show. And if it's not, you're going to sound trembly. You're going to sound unsure about yourself. Also knowing what you're talking about. And I don't know, just, especially in regards to starting a business, knowing it inside and out. And when you talk to someone about it, if you know it inside and out, you're going to show up with power because you're confident about your knowledge in that area, because you're confident that you can get them the results they're looking for. So that's kind of my 2 cents. Yeah.
Love it. Great stuff. Teresa, what are you getting from this in 30 seconds or less?
I'm getting that if you want to, like, you have to change how you want to be viewed. So like if, like, as far as like belief goes, you have to believe in yourself.
I love it. Great stuff. Believe in yourself. Okay, Adrian, what are you getting from this?
Okay, well, a couple of things that I wrote down is just that going back on what we've been talking about, discipline leads to power. Preparation, knowing who you are. When you know who you are and you know what you're, also the message or the product or what you're giving to others, if you know and you have confidence in yourself and in that, then you can deliver the message or the product with power. And then you're able to get the result that you want, or the behavior that you want out of it.
Love it. Maren, what are you getting from this?
I got from this that stood out, the don't come off weak, is that when we come off weak, then we don't know who we are. It shows that we don't know who we are. And that's definitely something I want to work on, is just coming off as strong and powerful, and believing that about myself too, reinforcing those views about myself and changing those for the better.
I love it. Great stuff. Did we lose Stacy? Nope, looks like it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go into the 4 power pillars. Okay, so what this is power is generated from 4 different things. Okay, so this is really, really important for you to understand, because if you don't have one of these, it's really, really hard for you to ever generate power and keep power consistent in your life. Okay, so first one, clarity. Okay, you must know. You must know who you are. You must know where you're going. You must know what you want. You must know, like, crystal clear. Crystal clear of like who, what, and where you're going. Clarity. Clarity is power. Most of you are not clear. You're just not clear about what you want in life. You're not clear about where you're going in life. Not clear about who you are. So it's really hard for you to ever speak powerfully. It's very hard for you to ever set those boundaries and say no to things that might not just fit to the direction that you're wanting to take your life. Without clarity, you allow everything. And that makes you weak. Next one, certainty. Certainty. Again, you've got to know with certainty who you are, what you want, like with certainty. Know for certain. That's that inner belief. That's like that belief that you have. Okay? Certainty. The next one is consistency. Consistency. Listen, like whoever you want to be, you can choose that right now. And you can be that right now. You don't need any permission. And it's not about arriving to that certain point. That's the biggest mistake that most people make when it comes to developing their self-belief. They wait for permission, they wait till they finally arrive, and they're like, yeah, now I am. But what you'll find out, if those people do that, it never comes. That validation, all of that stuff, it never comes. Okay? So what happens is like you're always in this period where you're like, I just don't believe I'm enough. I don't believe I can. I don't listen. Like you've got to understand, like choosing who you are and being consistent with that belief is the crucial part. Be who you want to be today. Just choose it. I can't tell you what it is. I can't dictate that. Just choose it. Choose it because you want it. Choose it because that's your true belief system. I'm not here to tell you that you are or you are not. And be consistent. Be consistent with those actions. So once you know who it is that you want to be, there are certain action steps that you got to take in order to fortify that. You fortify that, okay? And when you start doing that, you start fortifying those things. Well, what happens is you got to be consistent with those actions. Because if you're not consistent with those actions, then it's really hard for that belief or power to stay consistent. It's like, yeah, I'm like powerful, like I'm powerful, like for instance, like I'm LeBron James and I'm the best basketball player, but I never pick up a basketball. Like that wouldn't be consistent with your belief system. Make sense? Your actions and your consistency with your actions must follow your belief of who you are and where you're going. The next one. Capacity. Your capacity. Right now, every single one of you has a certain capacity. Now, the only problem is your capacity is right here. You are, oops, here. This is your perceived capacity, okay? But your actual capacity is right here. Most of you, I'm going to say all of you, are not achieving your fullest capacity. You can do far more than you think, far more than you believe. And the only way to get there is to pass this threshold of pain. Most of you just won't push past the pain. And that's why your capacity isn't growing. But then when capacity isn't grown, your consistency falls off. And then when you're not consistent, you lose certainty in who you are and who you see yourself as. And when you do that, you lose clarity of, I don't know if this is what I want anymore. I don't know if this is like really the right path for me anymore. I don't know. Like it got really hard and like people said no and I can't. It's too painful. My mom like is so mad at me because I pitched her an idea and I just can't handle it. So I'm going to go back to where I was. Right? Like this is what people do. Listen, you have to understand that in order to grow your capacity, you're going to have to push past this threshold of pain. Physically, mentally, emotionally, you got to lean into it. I want you all to learn how to embrace pain. You have to learn to embrace that pain, that discomfort, that thing that you always avoid. And you have to lean into it. I have a mantra for my son that we recently created. When you don't feel like doing what is required, and he says, you do it anyways. When you don't feel like doing what is required, you do it anyways. That is how you start to embrace pain. To simply put, you must be committed. Powerful people are committed to who they say they are and what they want. Most of you have said that you're committed, but you don't even know what commitment means yet. Because the moment that it gets hard, you quit. The moment that you don't feel like it, the moment that you get discouraged, you quit. I can't, it's too hard. I can't. Yeah, that's not commitment. Commitment is doing what you said you would do in spite of your thoughts, feelings, moods, or emotions. Commitment is doing the work, doing what is required no matter what. Those who can be the most committed win the game. Period. I'm committed to this group. I went all in. like all in on this group. And that's why I can say that this group is way, way, way more valuable than what you guys got into. Has this call been valuable? Yes or no? Like, you can unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, it has.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
if you could just take this one lesson, could you not go make a difference in your business and your life?
Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah.
Could you not take this one lesson and go teach this to someone else and change their life?
Oh, of course.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how much value. And it's only the first lesson. What you're going to see is I'm going to drop more lessons outside of this group because I'm so committed to all of you for you to get results. Like, I'm so committed to each and every one of you getting results and upholding the promise that you will have your first client, you will have your first business partner, no matter what, you will have it. But you have to understand that you have to be powerful. You have to show up as a leader. You have to show up as the person that you know you have to be in order for you to produce the first result. Because if you don't, no matter what I teach you, it won't happen. If you don't get committed right now to the thing that you want and the outcome that you want in the next 30 days, nothing I teach you will matter. That's why I said, if you do not get results, it is not on me. It is on you. Because you simply wouldn't get committed to the thing you said that you wanted. What would happen to your life if you just simply got committed to the things that you wanted? If you stop talking yourself out of it, stop telling yourself that you have this valuable reason or this logical reason of why you can or cannot do the work. Unmute yourself. Like, I want to hear, like, what would happen if you could do that?
For me, it'd be I get what I want. I become who I am if I did.
Yeah. You get there. Who else? What would happen if you just got committed in your life? What would change?
My work ethic would be better.
Yeah. Work capacity all increases. Who else?
I'd stop wasting time doing mindless things. I mean, I find so many moments throughout the day where I could just be putting in a little bit here and there, building it up, but instead I do something else that's busy work, like you were talking about. But if I were truly committed, it would be the opposite of that.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I think when you sorry, Matt.
Good. Keep going.
Yeah, when you especially when you get distracted with other things and you don't focus in on that one commitment, or you're not clear on what you want, then you start to doing a whole bunch of things bad. Everything you do bad. And when you're focused on that one thing, if you show up and get committed based on your definition, then you can perform at a high level.
Mm-hmm. You got it, man. I love that. Like, listen to that. That was like gold right there. Like, you perform at a high level. That's what this is. Like, each of you, like, you just need to increase your performance to be a high level. If we're talking about like purchasing something, do you guys want the lowest level or do you want the best, the highest quality? Like, do you want quality or do you want low quality? I think each of us want quality, right? Like, it's no different. But quality comes in how you show up and how committed you are. Okay? So each and every one of you is powerful. You don't need my permission to be powerful. You don't need your significant others to be powerful, like to validate your power. You don't need your family, your friends. You don't even need the likes. You don't need comments. You don't need friends and followers. You don't need any of that to be powerful. That is the biggest lie that you're being told right now. The biggest lie that you are being told right now in your subconscious mind, that in order to be someone, other people have to tell you. In order to be someone, you have to have this mass following, and you have to have like gone through hell and back in order for you to get that. And it's just not true. Each and every single one of you have the journey that you've been on. They like have led you up to this moment right now. And that's fine. That's good enough. Like, you don't need more. You don't need more time. You don't need more money. You do not need more energy in order for you to produce the results that you want and to create the life that you want right now and to be powerful, to own it. Do you think Muhammad Ali, one of the best boxers that have ever lived, I am the greatest? Like when he was first becoming a pro and like getting into like big fights, he was saying, I'm the greatest. No one. He did not ask permission from no one for that title. But he believed it more than anyone. And he showed up as the greatest. Every single fight. Why? Because his belief was so strong that if he did not, like, there would be no way he would win a fight. Going up against some of the best fighters that anyone has ever seen at that time. Like with Sonny Liston, like he was like, oh man, like I don't know how you're gonna do it. What does he do? He knocks him out. Knocks him out. Because he believed he was the greatest. But it's funny because he was asked, do you get nervous before every fight? And he says, yeah. Yeah, I get nervous before every fight. You know, there's so much anticipation. There's so many things that like possibilities. And yeah, I get nervous. Muhammad Ali had this belief system that was so strong that even he felt the butterflies and he got nervous before every single fight. What you're going to have to understand is that there's a separation between the two. There's a huge difference. Becoming nervous, like you guys, like I put on live events. I have all of these things. Everything I do on social media, everything that I do, like there's still butterflies. I still get nervous. Every time I pitch someone like a high ticket sell, like, hey, yeah, it's $5,000, I get nervous. Okay. But that doesn't mean that I don't believe in who I am. That doesn't mean that I don't believe that I'm the greatest. Don't ever let anyone take that away from you. That's yours. That belief system is yours. Enter and position yourself. Wake up every single morning, okay? I don't care if you're a network marketer. I don't care if you're a coach. I don't care what it is that you are doing. The only thing I want you to focus on is waking up every single morning and saying, I'm the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the best. And have no qualms about it. Don't let anyone or anything try to take that away from you, ever. And I can promise you, if you can enter into your marketplace with power and passion. Am I not passionate? Have you not seen me be passionate tonight? I'm passionate about how I show up and the mission and purpose that I'm on. And that is to impact and change as many men and women's lives as possible. I live and breathe that. That is what drives me every single day. That is what drives me to do things like this. And to find people just like you who are struggling, who are wanting to know how, and creating opportunities for you to do that. Because I can promise you, all the information and everything that I'm teaching you, I've paid tens and thousands of dollars for. And I'm giving it to you at a very, very low investment. But it will change your life if you can take this one thing. But if you can't take this one thing, you'll struggle. And there won't be a thing that I can teach you. That I wish I could have understand the depth of this lesson when I first hired my coach. When I first paid my first coach, I wish I truly understood the depth of this lesson right here and how important it is to fortify your belief system and your inner stance within yourself and to really fortify the 4 pillars. Because if you don't, you will fall. You can't fake it. Okay, that's our first call. What I want to do is I want you to teach the group. Biggest takeaways from all of tonight's coaching call. It doesn't matter what it is. If you've already said it before, that's fine too. I want to know your biggest takeaway. We're going to go on my screen. It goes left from right. So the first one, Mike, unmute yourself. Share with the group what you got tonight for you.
Honestly, like it went back to yours and my coaching call earlier in my personal thing with you. But honestly, it's it's going back to the 4 pillars. Like without one, you can't have them all. You can't compensate in other areas to make sure they all work together. And one of the biggest thing I took away from it was just really embracing the pain. Like when you don't feel like you want what is required, you just do it anyways. And I think those 2 are the biggest ones that I took out of that last portion of this call, was just embracing the pain and just doing it regardless. Be like Nike, just do it.
I love it. Just do it. Just do the work. No matter how like hard you might think it is, just do it. Okay. Christian, what do you get from this for you?
For one, you talked about having what was it? You said something with glory, like a glory mission or something like that. What was the phrase?
Holy cause.
Holy cause, that's what it was. Having a holy cause, which if you actually have one, you're going to show up with power. So that's the first takeaway, like really getting in touch with what my holy cause is and being committed to it. And I think everything else follows that.
I love it. The holy cause is very, very powerful. Anytime I like want to talk myself out to it, I go back to my holy cause. And it's simply, how do I want my son to view me? It's plain and simple. Like, so you're not going to do it. So like when you have to like ask, if your son ever asks you, like, how come that never happened? What do you say? That to me, I'm like, yeah, I don't want that answer. Better get to work. Okay, I love it. Teresa, biggest takeaway from you?
My biggest takeaway is to push past the no's, like, and embrace the pain and discomfort, and to fortify your inner stance.
Beautiful. You're going to get a lot of no's. I got plenty of no's for this group. I get plenty of no's all the time, and it's okay. Just don't get emotionally attached to it. It's fine. Okay. And if you are getting emotionally attached to it, just understand that you're coming off needy. People can sense that you just want money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're saying no.
Yeah.
You're getting emotionally attached to it is because you're coming off needy. And it's like, I'm needy, I need it. Okay. Look to add value first, and it will make a huge difference. Every single one of you, I took time. I said, I think this will really add value to you. I think this will really take you to the next level. Okay. So awesome. Adrian, what did you get from this? Biggest takeaway for you?
Biggest takeaway that I wrote down is one of my favorite quotes is, pain is weakness leaving the body. And so I think that can apply not only to working out, but also to business and to everything in life. I think the moments where I have stagnated my growth is definitely when I've avoided hard things, or when I've avoided that discomfort that you were talking about. Yeah, I've done hard things in my life, some, but definitely I think I could definitely have been somewhere else or have grown even more if I would have confronted those the one hard things that came up in life that I could have gone through, learned, and pushed through the pain.
And here's what I love is you see that hesitation in his voice when he's trying to say that. That's called not wanting to admit the truth.
Yeah.
Right? There's that resistance, like I don't want to admit it, like because it seems like because you have this belief that it means something. That doesn't mean anything. Like you guys, I fall short all the time. Like I'm not perfect by any means. Okay, but it allows me to see, like, okay, if it's producing the result that you want, keep going. But if it doesn't, do something different. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, so no shame about it. Like just own it and being like, yeah, I could have done better. And like sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow because you can't go back and do better. Like you can only move forward. Okay, so I get it. So I love it. All right, Marin.
For me, that just reminds me of the quote: "If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten." And for me, it's changing that inner stance and how I view myself, and that I need to view myself and say I am the best, and believe it and act on it. Especially to that I get to decide who I want to be. I get to decide who I am and what I want. And if I don't control that, though, others do control it for me. And I don't want that.
Exactly. I love it. So powerful when someone like decides to finally own like who they are and believe it and have zero qualms about it. Like I can go anywhere and just say I'm the best, I'm the greatest. Why? Because I choose. I don't know. I don't got to explain it to you. I just am. I do the work. I show up. Proof is in the pudding. Okay? So from right now, all of you are at zero. Whether you've made money in your business already this month or not, you're at zero. It's time to start tracking, and I want to see who makes the most money. I want to see how much money we make as a group. Simply by applying the things that I teach you throughout this time period. Like the game is on right now. It's game on. Right now, I want to give you the opportunity to ask any question you want. It could be about business, it could be about life. I want you to know that everything that I want to teach you, I can't fit in all of our coaching calls because we literally only have 4 coaching calls and it's impossible for me to do that. So my solution is to drop videos and create a back office that you can always go back to. So these are going to be lessons that you can watch throughout the week that are going to help you. What daily action steps should you be taking to fortify and to validate the power within you? Things to get you on track on how to run and operate your business, marketing strategies, branding strategies, all of these things. These are going to be lessons that I deliver like almost on the daily. Then at the end, I'm going to put them in a back office so you can always go back and watch them. This alone is where the value comes in the group. They're there for you to use. If you don't use it, again, not my fault, not my problem. Okay? It's up to you. How you use like this group, you can treat this as like, holy crap, this is like going to change my life. Or you can just be like, dude, that's really cool of him. He's a really nice guy for him to do that. It's up to you. Okay? Are there any specific questions right now that you want me to answer before we get off this call?
I got one, Matt. It's not really like a question of like the call or like anything, but are you cool with us using the group as like for questions too? Like, let's say like I talk to a customer or something and I'm like, hey, I had this like shark or dolphin, like what would you guys do in this position? Like in like a comment on the group. Like,
Please
is that
do.
cool? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys, I don't want you to be silent in this group. I want you to really utilize this group. Like use your partners in here, like your brothers and sisters, get their input because their input is actually more valuable than mine because they're outside marketplace and they're outside of your market and like outside of me. And they'll like, will I buy what you said? Would I like capture, like, would I follow what you just said? And they'll be like, no, I don't even know what you're talking about. Stuff like that. They'll give you real life feedback, and that's the power of a mastermind.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
What's the homework?
What's that?
What's the homework?
That's good. Your homework is I want you to identify who your target market is. I want you to be very, very specific. Okay? The more specific your target market is, the easier it is for you to hone in your message on Facebook and attract the right person. So when we talk about a target market, we're looking for people that are very specific. What pain are they in? What do they do on a day-to-day basis? Okay. What is their family life? Are they married? The more specific and detailed you can get about who your target market is, the greater amount of success you will have. This is marketing 101. And it's not that easy. But I will tell you, the easiest thing to do is tell your own story, and they become your target market because they're going to relate to your story the best. So for me, entrepreneur, even going for like single dads, okay? So now we're starting to create an age demographic where you could be 25 and up, okay? And what do? They own their own business. Their mindset is like growth mindset. They want to grow. They want to improve their life. They know that there's more out there, but they need the guidance. Like, so you start to like just write out like very detailed things of who your client is. Most importantly, talk to their pain. What pain are they in, and how are you going to solve their pain? That's key. No matter what it is in network marketing, no matter if it's in coaching or whatever it is that you do, you have to be specific. If you're shotgunning, that's why you're struggling, is because you're trying to get everyone to listen to your message when your message is for no one. When you do that, okay? Target market, okay? So what's your homework?
Focus on identify target market. Oh, sorry about that, Michael.
No, you're good. I was gonna say targeting your market.
Perfect.
Finding out who they are and what your audience is.
Okay. The sooner you have that, the better. And I want you to post it in the group. Okay. Find your target market, post it in the group. Okay. The last thing I want you to do, for a lot of you, you felt uncomfortable doing your live video in the group, right? Nod your head if it felt uncomfortable. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, right? A little bit uncomfortable. Group of strangers, introduce yourself. Had it been easy, you all would have done it a lot faster and with a lot more confidence, right? It's like, I mean, a lot more clear, right? So that's how I know, okay? Not that anything was bad or good, and I'm letting you know. I do this for a living. I know, and you can't hide. You can't hide because I've been where you've been, okay? So the next assignment that I want you to do is I want you to go to Facebook right now. Details, what? Details, what? Who remembers? Details, what?
Details matter.
Details matter. So immediately when we get off this call, when?
Immediately.
I want you to go to your Facebook, and I want you to post to your Facebook what you got out of it. I want you to go to your Facebook, and I want you to say, I recently joined a 30-day mastermind group for my business and my life. Today's call was whatever, and say, these were my biggest takeaways, and I thought I would share them with you. it's time to separate yourself as a leader and an expert authority. And you do that by teaching. You want to know how you engrave the lessons of today? You teach. You learn, and then you go teach it. You learn, and then you go teach it. Who do you teach it to? Your marketplace. If you can't do this simple thing, you're going to struggle in this group. I can promise you that. So, what's your next assignment right now, immediately when we get off this call? What did you do?
Facebook Live and teach it. Teach what we learned today and what we took away from it.
Yep. You can do a Facebook Live or you can do a written post. It's up to you. Okay? Whatever you feel most like you're going to be able to do. I will say those who do the most uncomfortable one will win more points, but it's up to you. I will not dictate that. Your assignment is simply immediately after this, go share that you've joined a mastermind group and today's lesson was, and the 3 biggest takeaways. You do not have to tag me. This isn't like for marketing for me. This is for you to start sharing lessons that you're learning. Okay? So, this is for you, not for me. So, clear? Thumbs up if we're clear. Cool. All right, guys, great call. This call will be posted into the group as soon as it's translated, and I'll put it in the group. You can always go back to this. If you need to go back through it, I recommend you go back through it. You listen to it in the car. You treat it like a podcast, and I can promise you it will completely change your life as the message deepens deep within you. It's got to sink, okay? Love you all. I'm super excited for this group, and we will talk to you very soon.